Angela Ball here. So today I want to talk to you about the article I read. I didn't even read the article, I read the headlines about how New York has passed a law, or is passing a law Tuesday, to allow full-term abortion. Full-term abortion. I didn't even read the article. I saw the headlines and something in me, it just pierced something so deep in my heart that I just started wailing. I just started crying and bawling. And it reminded me of my journey down that road. And I'm going to share that with you. The verse that God gave me this morning was out of Romans 8:28, and it's, and we know that in all things, God works for the good in all those who are called according to his purpose. In all things. 20 years ago, I was pregnant with my second child. 20 years ago, my first husband left me, and other people kept saying, you really just can't afford this child. What are you going to do about this? How are you going to take care of this child and another child? And a few people were just like, you just need to have an abortion. You just need to have an abortion. That just felt like the simple, easy solution. And I want to speak to you women who think that there's no other choice here. This story is for you. This story is for you. So I'm contemplating having an abortion. And I called a clinic. And they're like, sure, yeah, no problem. We can do it with your insurance. We'll put it down as incest, and your insurance will pay for it. No big deal. And they kind of went over simple steps of the procedure. I was supposed to come in the next morning, I was so far along, I was about 4.5 months along. And at that point, it was a little bit more complicated. And they said, you can come in and we will inject the fetus with saline solution. We're going to send you to a hotel room, and during, try to lay as still as possible, and throughout the night that salt will destroy the fetus. And they told me to come back the next morning and they would just take the fetus out. The way they said it, it just seems so simple and so easy. And so I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And that night, I actually went back. I was staying with my aunt, and I went back. I had my 3-year-old daughter with me, and she'd fallen asleep in the bed. And I was in turmoil, with this choice, and I had no peace in it. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I thinking? I don't even know what this means, and which I think a lot of girls go into it not knowing what it means. And the clinic just makes it seem like this easy breezy, let's just get this thing out and your worries are going to be taken care of, right? And I'm laying there in bed, and I'm not really a Christian, not following God. And I just kind of start crying, and I just start praying, and I'm just like, God, if you're in heaven, if there is a God in heaven, hear me now. Hear me now. And if you want this child to live, you give me a sign. Almost immediately, I felt that child kick for the first time. I just felt that child kick. And in my mind, all I could see is that child with its arm raised, in victory, like, I'm here. Hear me. Know that I'm here. And I was like, okay, that's it. There's no way, like, total reality check about, okay, I'm going to go into the clinic in the morning. They're going to put salt in my baby and it's going to eat my child, and I'm going to lay in that hospital bed. I mean, that hotel room. I'm going to lay there by myself because nobody really even knew I was thinking about doing this. So I was going to be all alone, laying there, feeling this child kick and squirm and fight for its life, knowing that I was the one choosing to destroy the purpose of this child. And I'm like, no way. No way. So I called the clinic the next morning and I said, I'm sorry, I'm not coming in. I've chosen life. I've chosen to keep my child. And they, they're like, are you sure? Do you want to talk about it? And I'm like, no. And don't call me back. Don't call me back. And that was 20 years ago. And I promise you, every day of that child's life, she has been horribly, oh my gosh, she has been the hardest one to rear, the hardest one to raise. But in all of that, in all of the principal's offices, in all of the rebellion, in all of everything, I would never change that choice that I made. Never in a million years have I ever regretted choosing life for that child. And 20 years later, I think I'm going to post a video of her. She is so beautiful, and she's a worshiper, and God has redeemed her little life, and she's had a rough life, but she is just like so incredibly beautiful. And honestly, the one thing I regret is even thinking about doing that. Even allowing other people to put those thoughts in my mind when I was young and I was naive and I didn't think I had another way. So I'm speaking to all you women right now. If you are contemplating this, I guarantee you, if you choose life, you will never regret it. You will never regret it. Every day when you're watching that child swing on that swing set, every day when you are brushing that child's hair and braiding her precious little hair, you will never think, oh man, I should have had an abortion. you just won't. You will be thinking, wow, I can't believe I almost missed this. I can't believe I almost missed this by listening to other people. And I just want to encourage you women right now. You can do this. You can do this. Yes, we struggled and financially it was hard and I worked a lot. But guess what? I would never change it for the world. Never, never. I hope this encourages some of you ladies, and I hope this changes your mind. Life is worth it. It's worth it.